Critical issues concerning travel on the continent took center stage at the 7th Africa Tourism Leadership Forum in Gabarone. While the forum serves as a platform for discussing tourism development and regional collaboration, delegates and industry leaders engaged on the two pressing challenges: the high cost of intra-Africa flights and restrictive visa policies.
The connectivity issue, there are a lot of underlying issues similar to the visa. The biggest culprit, if you buy your ticket, just ask for a breakdown of the ticket and check the tax component of that, and you'll see how much you are paying towards tax, and that may include the airport tax. The key role play, the airlines are running businesses, and if they don't have the numbers, they will not fly the route. And the reason why we have a lot of connectivity issue, because the numbers are not there. So they have to connect from Ghana to Ethiopia to South Africa, Ghana, Ethiopia to Botswana, to be able to fill the plane, to be able to pay the bills.
While Africa is working hard to promote tourism on the continent, the exorbitant costs associated with connectivity often turns potential travelers away.
It could be the cost of running those aviation companies, but also maybe the taxes involved. And that makes the cost of tickets more expensive than tickets going to Europe or other places outside of the continent.
In addition to the cost of flights, visa restrictions also came up for discussion. Many African countries impose stringent visa requirements that hinder seamless travel across the continent for tourists and business professionals alike.
For the travel in Kenya, they removed the visa and they introduced an ETA. Before, some countries did not need a visa. Now they need an ETA. Even so, they're not paying. They have to fill in online something which is straightforward, quite fast, but people are not aware. And so sometimes it is an issue when they come to Kenya.
Tourism leaders say simplifying visa procedures and fostering agreements for visa-free travel between African nations could unlock tremendous opportunities for the tourism sector.
The visa regime, its hindrance or is it an enabler, particularly for Africa? Is it a hindrance or is it an enabler? And is it about tourism or is it about trade and investment? I think there's a need for a very urgent, robust conversation within Africa about the visa. We know for a fact, for example, in South Africa, that the visa for us is critical, and that's why we're elevating the discussions. But also, we also know that the largest numbers of arrivals coming out of Africa, and particularly Botswana, we now need to go and Ghana and say, can we get corporate Africa to start coming into South Africa? And that's where the money is.
The blue economy has been identified as an important source of employment, especially in Africa. It's believed that oceans connect to over 350 million direct and indirect jobs globally.
Africa kind of has this different perception that's not marketed appropriately. So, Botswana is an amazing country. We're here at this tourism conference in Botswana. It's an amazing country with a lot of opportunities, but there's things further afield that aren't necessarily documented and people don't know about them. And the third element, I think, is this question mark over safety. So again, this negative publicity that happens in Africa around the fact that it's not safe, it needs to be changed and also needs to be addressed in certain areas to allow people to feel confident to be able to come to the space. I think our friendliness, our diversity, our rich diversity as an African population is incredible, and it's something that we need to be experiencing and showcasing rather than the negative perception that's created around the world.
The forum has proposed initiatives aimed at easing visa requirements and promoting regional agreements that would facilitate smoother travel across Africa. By addressing these barriers, stakeholders hope to enhance the continent's appeal as a preferred travel destination and encourage greater economic integration. Prabashini Moodley, SABC News, Gabarone, Botswana.